What if I told you there's a motorcycle so powerful that it's banned from public roads, produces over 300 horsepower, and can outrun many of the world's fastest supercars? This isn't science fiction. It's a real machine built by Kawasaki, and its story is unlike anything the motorcycle industry had ever seen. The Kawasaki Ninja H2R is more than just a superbike. It is one of the most advanced motorcycles ever created, built without the usual compromises required for road use. Every component was designed with one goal in mind: maximum performance. While most manufacturers focused on improving existing motorcycles, Kawasaki decided to create something completely different, something that would push engineering beyond its limits. The story begins with Kawasaki Heavy Industries, a company famous not only for motorcycles, but also for aircraft, helicopters, high-speed trains, ships, industrial robots, and heavy engineering projects. Because of this experience, Kawasaki engineers had access to technology that very few motorcycle manufacturers could use. They believed they could combine aerospace knowledge with motorcycle engineering to build a machine the world had never seen before. In the early 2000s, a secret project began inside Kawasaki. Instead of developing another road bike, engineers wanted to create the ultimate performance motorcycle. They gathered specialists from different departments, including engine designers, aerodynamic experts, electronics engineers, and materials scientists. For years, the project remained hidden from the public while prototypes were tested again and again. One of the biggest decisions was to use a supercharger instead of a turbocharger. Most manufacturers avoided this technology because it was expensive and extremely difficult to perfect. Kawasaki accepted the challenge and decided to design its own centrifugal supercharger instead of buying one from another company. This decision would eventually make the H2R one of the most unique motorcycles ever built. When the motorcycle was finally revealed in 2014, it immediately captured worldwide attention. Its aggressive bodywork looked futuristic, while the carbon fiber winglets gave it the appearance of a racing prototype. Every line served a purpose. The winglets created downforce to improve stability at very high speeds, while the specially developed mirror finish paint reflected light in a way that made the motorcycle stand out from every other superbike. Hidden beneath the bodywork was a 998 cubic centimeter inline four-cylinder engine. On its own, the engine was already impressive, but the addition of the supercharger transformed it into something extraordinary. By forcing compressed air into the combustion chambers, the engine could burn more fuel and produce far more power than a naturally aspirated engine of the same size. The result was more than 300 horsepower in racing specification, placing the H2R in a class of its own. At a time when many superbikes produced around 200 horsepower, Kawasaki had created a motorcycle capable of delivering performance that rivaled purpose-built racing machines. Early test riders described the acceleration as almost unbelievable. The motorcycle responded instantly to every movement of the throttle, and the power continued building through every gear. Instead of fading at high speed, the engine kept pulling harder, creating an experience unlike almost any other production motorcycle. Of course, such incredible power required advanced control systems. Kawasaki equipped the H2R with sophisticated electronics, including traction control, launch control, engine braking management, and a quick shifter. These technologies allowed experienced riders to use the motorcycle's enormous performance more safely on the track. Despite all of its technology, the H2R was never intended for public roads. It was designed exclusively for closed racing circuits, where its full potential could be explored under controlled conditions. That decision made it even more desirable, turning it into a symbol of engineering excellence and one of the most respected motorcycles in modern history. But the aggressive design and astonishing horsepower are only part of the story. The real secret behind the H2R lies inside its revolutionary supercharger, a piece of engineering that changed what people believed a production motorcycle could achieve. At the center of the Kawasaki Ninja H2R is a 998 cubic centimeter inline four-cylinder engine. But what truly makes this motorcycle different is the factory-built centrifugal supercharger. Instead of increasing engine size, Kawasaki engineers found a smarter way to create more power. Their goal was simple: force more air into the engine so it could burn more fuel and produce extraordinary horsepower without sacrificing reliability. Unlike a turbocharger, which depends on exhaust gases, the H2R's supercharger is driven directly by the engine through a precision gear system. The moment the rider opens the throttle, the supercharger begins compressing air instantly. There is almost no delay in power delivery. This immediate response gives the H2R explosive acceleration that continues smoothly through every gear. Designing this system was one of the most difficult engineering projects in Kawasaki's history. Instead of purchasing a ready-made unit, the company developed every major component in-house. Engineers from Kawasaki's aerospace division helped design the high-speed impeller, the spinning component responsible for compressing incoming air. It rotates at more than 100,000 revolutions per minute, requiring incredible precision during manufacturing. Even the smallest imbalance could damage the engine, so every part was carefully tested before assembly. The compressed air travels through specially designed intake passages that maximize airflow while reducing turbulence. Better airflow means more oxygen reaches the combustion chambers, allowing the engine to burn additional fuel and generate exceptional power. To handle the extra stress, Kawasaki strengthened the pistons, connecting rods, crankshaft, and cooling system. Every internal component was designed to survive extreme temperatures and high engine speeds. The result was astonishing. The H2R produces more than 300 horsepower in racing specification, making it one of the most powerful production motorcycles ever built. But raw horsepower alone does not make a motorcycle great. Kawasaki knew that controlling such power would be just as important as creating it. For that reason, the H2R was equipped with an advanced electronic control package. Multiple sensors constantly monitor wheel speed, engine speed, throttle position, lean angle, and gear selection. Hundreds of times every second, the onboard computer analyzes this information and adjusts power delivery whenever necessary. Traction control prevents the rear wheel from spinning excessively during hard acceleration. Launch control helps riders achieve the fastest possible start while maintaining stability. Engine braking control improves confidence when entering corners, and the quick shifter allows smooth gear changes without closing the throttle. Together, these technologies transform enormous horsepower into usable performance. Aerodynamics also play a major role. At speeds above 300 km per hour, even small changes in airflow can affect stability. Kawasaki spent countless hours testing the H2R inside wind tunnels. The carbon fiber winglets mounted on both sides of the front fairing generate real downforce, helping keep the front wheel firmly planted on the track during heavy acceleration. The motorcycle's steel trellis frame provides an ideal balance between strength and flexibility. Combined with fully adjustable racing suspension and powerful Brembo brakes, the H2R remains remarkably stable even under extreme conditions. Every component was chosen to work as part of a complete performance package rather than as an individual upgrade. When professional riders first tested the H2R, many struggled to describe the experience. The acceleration felt relentless. The supercharger produced a distinctive high-pitched whistle, and every twist of the throttle delivered another surge of power. It wasn't simply fast, it felt like a machine operating in a completely different category. This revolutionary motorcycle proved that innovation could still transform the world of superbikes. While many manufacturers continued refining traditional designs, Kawasaki introduced technology that challenged everything enthusiasts thought they knew about motorcycle performance. The Ninja H2R had become far more than a motorcycle. It had become a symbol of engineering ambition, proving that when creativity meets precision, extraordinary machines become possible.